A woman was trapped underneath it, but the propeller was too heavy. The two of them couldn't move it at all. Otis had to go back for tools. At this moment, Herman said, "Nice piece of jewelry, yeah. Oh, which made her temporarily forget the pain. Finally, Otis and Sherman got the rotor off the woman and sent her to the ambulance. At this point, they found a remote control drone stuck in the propeller. When getting out of a car hit by power lines, you must land with both feet at the same time, or you'll get electrocuted like this. Just now, a man crashed into an electrical pole, and the power lines fell to the ground like a writhing mass of snakes, leaving the man trapped inside his car. The high-voltage wires were sparking densely on the car roof. The man was repeatedly calling for help. The firefighters were stunned by the scene, not daring to act rashly, as the entire area could be electrified. Ben told the man to stay in the car and not to move. Just as the firefighters were trying to hook the wires aside, the car began leaking gas. At that moment, if even the tiniest spark fell on it, the man's car would instantly explode. The situation was extremely urgent, but cutting off the power would take some time. The firefighters could only continue to hook away all the high voltage lines from the car roof. While trying to get the man out of the car, the man carefully opened the car door. Jack instructed him not to let his hands touch both the ground and the car, then to hop off like a bunny with both feet landing simultaneously. This way, the circuit wouldn't be broken. Ben instructed the man to jump on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. People who like charging their phones or laptops in bed should be cautious. Just now, while a woman left to use the bathroom, the charging cable on her bed short-circuited, sparks flew out, and in the blink of an eye, the entire house was engulfed in flames. Firefighters arrived. The house was filled with thick smoke, pitch black inside. The woman was curled up in the bathroom, her consciousness somewhat hazy. Just as they were about to take her away, she said, "Hold on." Due to the urgency of the situation, the firefighters directly carried her out of the house. The fire grew stronger. The firefighters immediately turned on the water hoses, and the flames were extinguished soon. At that moment, the woman couldn't stop coughing. Having difficulty breathing, she endured the pain in her throat, struggling to shout and name Charlie. The captain realized there was still someone inside. The firefighters were notified to continue the search. Travis suddenly heard a faint groan. "You hear that? Oh my god, it's Kay." Everyone started calling out Charlie. Then Jack pinpointed the location. The firefighters gathered around, lifting a burnt chair, and there was Charlie. It turned out Charlie was the woman's pet dog. They then concluded the rescue amid the applause of the crowd. When you were drunk, what stupid things did you ever do? Last night, this woman got drunk and tried to take a shortcut by going straight through. As a result, she got stuck in the wall crack. The woman had been trapped there for 12 hours. Push myself out of here, I thought I could make it, but more actually. Now she was still trying to move, but Andy told her not to. She had been stuck for so long that she had crush injuries, and he wanted her to try to hold one of his fingers, but she clearly couldn't. Jack had already arrived on the other side of the wall. Suddenly the woman became emotional, feeling a tightness in her chest. Oh, but this is how I died, freezing and stuck with drink to wall. She started talking incoherently. Andy knew she had to calm her down. "Joan, you just have to decide that you can do this. You can figure this out, trust me. Trust yourself, and do the spucka you can, just relax." Oh. She then tried to use a crowbar to create some space. Jack waited for the right moment. Following Andy's order, Jack squeezed out a lot of lubricant. Then Andy used all his strength to pull the woman out. How serious is it to park in front of a fire hydrant once a fire breaks out? This is the consequence. Just a moment ago, a gaggle of drag queens were practicing dancing in their apartment until a firefighter opened a smoking door, and they realized there was a fire. The queens hurried to evacuate, and at that moment, the ladder truck arrived at the scene. A firefighter took out the fire hose, only to find a car parked in front of the fire hydrant. With the captain's permission, the firefighter grabbed a hammer and smashed the car window. Damn! Threading the hose through the car. Feels good. Just then, a queen suddenly ran out from the 5th floor, frantically searching for her belongings. The firefighters couldn't stop her, and at that moment, an accident happened. Opening the door caused an airflow explosion. It threw Jack and Dean against a wall. Jack shook it off and carried the queen to safety. 5th floor. But Dean suffered a knee injury. With the help of their teammates who arrived, the fire was quickly brought under control, and they all eventually escaped safely. "Somebody please help me." The woman said her daughter did not come home last night. She was now sure her daughter was in this house because she had given her daughter a watch with a tracker, and at this moment, the man inside the house was secretly watching everything happening outside. One off-duty firefighter advised the woman to call the cop first, but the woman said she had already called, but they had not shown up. "There have been 3 black girls have gone missing from my neighborhood, and the police have done nothing." Firefighter Miller was furious upon hearing this and went straight to knock on the door. The man opened the door and appeared calm. "First, you people just just walk into my house because you say you're firefighters? Get the hell out of here. The woman was on the verge of collapsing. The cops finally arrived, but the cops and the homeowner had called saying a woman was creating a disturbance. The cops had an arrogant look on their faces. The firefighters couldn't take it anymore and were ready to force their way in on the pretext of a gas leak. However, the man still wouldn't let them in. Just as a physical confrontation was about to break out, the cops seemed to be siding with the man and took the woman aside, asking her to calm down. At this moment, whoa, more hair? That is more than a gas leak. At that moment, a fire broke out inside the house. The homeowner was also choked by smoke and came out. The firefighters finally managed to get in. Miller discovered a hidden door. The girls were indeed there. They were successfully rescued, but the cop was still siding with the homeowner. He asked if the girl had seduced the homeowner. The girl's mother was inexplicably furious. The air guns was all over the cops' faces. The homeowner began to distort the facts. Broke into my house and set fire to it. I want to arrest her for trespassing and arson. Kids lie all the time. At this moment, the mother angrily rushed forward in front of her daughter. They pressed the woman's face hard against the car. Seeing the scene, Miller's anger was completely ignited. He rushed forward but was tackled to the ground by the cop. Andy tried to step in but was pushed to the ground as well. Andy's husband stepped forward to protect his wife. A group of cops actually pulled out their guns. This was a really sad moment. These firefighters risk their lives every day to protect the city, but what they got in return was injustice and violence.